बिंद्रावन बिहारी लाल की जय। आज शक्ति जगदम्बा देवी मैया की जय। श्री सरस्वती माता की जय। सब कोई जय सीताराम। Let me extend a very warm, very cordial welcome to each and every one of you this morning. Those of you who have joined us physically here at the Mandir on Todd Street, San Fernando, the Krishna Mandir. And for those of you who are viewing us online, either on YouTube or on Facebook, Shubh Swagatam. This morning, a very beautiful Sunday morning it is indeed. We have just concluded our puja to Saraswati Mata. Very shortly, the Shrotas would be going to plant the Jhandi. And when that is complete, we will be coming back in to join together in Havan. As we are aware, this week, and in particular on Tuesday, is the observance of Basant Panchami or Saraswati Mata Jayanti. However, because of the physical location of the mandir, it would be almost impossible to be able to access the mandir because of the various blockades of the street that will take place on Monday and on Tuesday. And for that reason, we have performed Saraswati Mata Puja this morning. In performing that puja, which was done by many young ones, by some of the parents as well, it is a blessing. And for those of us who are here as well to witness and to join in the puja, it is also a blessing. And so when we engage in the Havan that is to come, we will all be coming forward and making our offering to have that blessing from this puja and from this vrat. Before we do that, however, I invite us all to stand as we formally begin this part of our satsang. We gaze at the murtis before us this morning. If we gaze at that murti of Saraswati Mata, we see her today bedecked in yellow. That symbol of celebration, that symbol of things festive, that symbol of things auspicious. And as we gaze at her, we ask for her blessing upon us, that our mind and our intellect would be purified, that our thoughts would be noble and uplifting, that our actions indeed would be noble and pure. O Ma, you are omniscient, you are omnipresent, you are all merciful, you are all compassionate. We surrender ourselves to you this morning. Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Shri Saraswati Namah. Om Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvara Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Mande Jagadguru Nagindraharaya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambharagaya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandramabhedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaye Pataye Namaha. Om Manojavam Marutatulia Vegyam Jetindriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Bhatatmajam Vanadyutamukam Shri Ramadutam Shrishi Namami. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Meditate, let's resume our seats. And we join together in opening kirtan as we glorify Bhagwan. Let us all clap, let us all sing, let us all blend our voices together.
Lambodare गजानना लंबोदर गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना दुखनाशक गजानना भक्तरक्षक गजानना दुखनाशक गजानना भक्तरक्षक गजानना गजानना ही गजानना गजानना ही गजानना गजानना ही गजानना गजानना ही गजानना लंबोदर गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना लंबोदर गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना शिव गौरी स्नेहपात्रम वक्रतुंड गजानना शिव गौरी स्नेहपात्रम वक्रतुंड गजानना वक्रतुंड गजानना सर्वेश्वर विघ्नेश्वर पद्म पावन गजानना सर्वेश्वर विघ्नेश्वर पद्म पावन गजानना लंबोदर गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना प्रथमेश्वर बुद्धिदाता भक्त पालक गजानना प्रथमेश्वर बुद्धिदाता भक्त पालक गजानना भक्त पालक गजानना परम शोभन दुष्ट हंता संत रक्षक गजानना परम शोभन दुष्ट हंता संत रक्षक गजानना लंबोदर गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना लंबोदर गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना विघ्ननाशक गजानना।
प्रेम से बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की जय. As we continue with Kirtan, this morning we again render verses of Shiv Chalisa and we invite you all to join in together. Let us sing and glorify Shankar Bhagwan lustily.
जय गणेश गिरिजा सुवन मंगल मूल सुजान कहत अयोध्या दास तुम देहु अभय वरदान जय गिरिजापति दीन दयाला सदा करत संतन प्रतिपाला बाल चंद्रमा सोहत नीके कानन कुंडल नागफणी के अंग कौशिक गंग बहाए मुंड माल जन छाल लगाए वस्त्र काल बागंबर सोहे, छवि को देख नाग मुनि मोहे। मैना मातु की होवे दुलारी, भाव अंग सोहत छवि न्यारी। कर त्रिशूल सोहत छवि भारी, करत सदा शत्रुन जयकारी। नंदी गणेश सोहे तह कैसे, सागर मध्य कमल है जैसे। कार्तिक श्याम और गणराऊ, या छवि को कहीं जात न काऊ। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय। देवन जब ही जाए पुकारा, तब ही दुख प्रभु आप निवारा। किया उपद्रव तारक भारी, देवन सब मिली तुम्हें जुहारी। जुरत शदानन आप पठायो, लवनि मेष महामारी गिरायो। आप जलंधर असुर संहारा, सुयश तुम्हार विदित संसार। त्रिपुरासुर सन युद्ध मचाई, सब ही कृपा करनी न बचाई। किया तपहि भागीरथ भाई, पूर्व प्रतिज्ञाता सुपुरारी। धन्य महान तुम सम कोई नाही, सेवक स्तुति करत सदाहि। वेद नाम महिमा तब गाई, अकथ अनादि भेद नहीं पाई। शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय। प्रगट उदरि बाधन में ज्वाला, जड़े सुरासुर भये विहाला। दया तब कारी सहाई, नीलकंठ तब नाम कहाई। पूजन रामचंद्र जब कीना, जीत के लंक विभीषण दीना। सहस कमल में हो रहे धारी, दीन परीक्षा तब ही पुराणी। एक कमल प्रभु राखे उजोई, कमल नयन पूजन चह सोई। कठिन भक्ति देखी प्रभु शंकर, भये प्रसन्न किए चितवर। जय 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 अनंत अविनाशी, करत कृपा सबके घटवासी। दुष्ट सकल नित मोहि सदावे, भ्रमत रहे मोहि चैन न आवे। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय। त्राहि त्राहि मैं नाथ पुकारो, यही अवसर मोहियान उबारो। नए त्रिशूल शोभन को मारो, संकट से मोहियान उबारो। माता पिता भ्राता सब होई, संकट में पूछत नहीं कोई। स्वामी एक है आस तुम्हारा, आय हरहु अब संकट बाड़ी। धन निर्धन को देत सदाई, जो कोई चाचे वो फल पाई। स्तुति कही विधि करो तुम्हारी, क्षमहु नाथ अब चूक हमारी। शंकर हो संकट के नाशन, विघ्न विनाशन मंगल कारण। योगी यति मुनि ध्यान लगावे, नारद नारद शीश नवावे। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय। नमो नमो जय नमो शिवाय, सुर ब्रह्मादिक पार न पाया। जो यह पाठ करे मन लाई, कापर होत है शंभु सहाय। विनिया जो कोई हो अधिकारी, पाठ करे सो पावन हारी। पुत्रहीन कर इच्छा कोई, निश्चय शिव प्रसाद से होई। पंडित त्रयोदशी बोलावे, ध्यान पूर्वक होम करावे। त्रयोदशी व्रत करे हमेशा, जन नहीं ताके रहे कलेशा। धूप दीप नैवेद्य चढ़ावे, शंकर सरमुख पाठ सुनावे। जन्म जन्म के पाप नसावे, अंतवास शिवपुर में पावे। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो, ओम नमः शिवाय। कहे अयोध्या आश तुम्हारी, जानी सकल दुख हरहु हमारी। जय 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 त्रिपुरारी आय हरण शरण तुम्हारी। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय।
प्रेम से बोली उमापति महादेव की जय। नित्य नेम करे प्रात ही पात्र करे
चालीस तुम मेरी मानो कामना पूर्ण करो जगदीश। मत्सर छति हे मंतरि तू सन्मत 64 जान स्तुति 40 शिव ही पूर्ण की न कल्याण।
उमापति महादेव की जय। Devotees, brothers and sisters, this morning, as I alluded to before commencement, Saraswati Mata Puja has been performed and concluded, and we are about to commence the Havan. Today we have observed Saraswati Mata Puja and performed this puja because, as we are aware, as I said before, Basant Panchami being observed on Tuesday, we are challenged to access the mandir on that day because of the streets that will be blocked on Tuesday in the precincts of the mandir. These young ones and older ones have sat and performed this puja this morning, but I would want, as we engage in Havan, to invite everyone to use the opportunity. For many who were here at the commencement of puja at 7:30 a.m., vicariously you joined in and you performed your puja as well, notwithstanding that we are seated on the benches or on the floor. But at this point, I want us all to use our own hands that we've been blessed with, our own faculties of thought and deliberate action, as we make offerings to Agni Devta, firstly, and particularly as we make offerings to Saraswati Mata. So let us all sit upright as we engage in the recitation and offerings through the medium of the Puranic mantras. When we get to the juncture of making 108 offerings to Saraswati Mata, I will invite us all to come up forward. You are coming up the middle, up the stairwell. You're coming and facing in a westerly direction, so you're facing the front there, and you're making, there's a katori with a spoon filled with ghee, and you're making an offering. So one offering, and then you will just exit behind me down the stairwell back to your seats. After that is concluded, then we will have the Balvihara class. But at this juncture, I'd invite us all to sit upright and join together in Havan. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Saraswate Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Brahmane Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Vishnave Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Rudraye Namaha Swaha. Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanat Mrityur Mukshim Amritat Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Shri Ramaye Namaha Swaha. Om Shri Krishnaye Namaha Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaye Namaha Swaha. Om Panchamukhi Pavan Putraye Namaha Swaha. Om Ishtadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Kuladevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Gramadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Asthanadevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Vastudevtabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Saptarishibhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Vamvarunaya Namaha Swaha. Om Prithvi Matabhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Gauri Adishurashmatrikabhyo Namaha Swaha. ओम इंद्रारिदस्कटाभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री सूर्याय नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री भौमाय नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री बुद्धाय नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री गुरवे नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री मंगलाय नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री शुक्राय नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री शनिश्चराय नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री राहवे नमः स्वाहा ओम श्री केतवे नमः स्वाहा ओम नमो नारायणाय नमः स्वाहा ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः स्वाहा ओम महालक्ष्मी माताभ्यो नमः स्वाहा we come up now ओम ऐं सरस्वते नमः स्वाहा 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 ओम ऐं सरस्वते नमः ओम ऐं सरस्वते नमः स्वाहा 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 ओम ऐं सरस्वते नमः ओम ऐं सरस्वते नमः स्वाहा 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 ओम ऐं सरस्वते नमः 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 ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः। ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः। ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः। ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः। ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः स्वाहा। 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 ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः। ॐ ऐं सरस्वते नमः स्वाहा। 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 ॐ सरस्वते विद्महे ब्रह्मपुत्रे धीमहि तन्नो सरस्वती प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। ॐ सरस्वते विद्महे ब्रह्मपुत्रे धीमहि तन्नो सरस्वती प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। ॐ सरस्वते विद्महे ब्रह्मपुत्रे धीमहि तन्नो सरस्वती प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। Mahagayatri, we sit upright as we chant 3 times. ॐ भूर्भुवस्व तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। ॐ भूर्भुवस्व तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। ॐ भूर्भुवस्व तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा। ॐ सर्वदेवता सर्वदेवीभ्यो नमः स्वाहा। ॐ सर्वदेवता सर्वदेवीभ्यो नमः स्वाहा। ॐ सर्वदेवता सर्वदेवीभ्यो नमः स्वाहा। आचमनीम्। ॐ सर्वतीर्थसमायुक्तं सुगन्धिं निर्मलं जलम् आचमनीं मे आरतं गृहाणा परमेश्वरम् आचमनीं समर्पे। निभाओ। ॐ श्री अग्निदेवाय भ्यो नमो नमः। We'll conclude with the Purnahuti at the very end of our puja, end of our satsang. At this juncture, I would like to invite all of the children to move quietly downstairs with your teachers to the Bal Vihar class. So the children, if you can move quietly downstairs. I'll ask if the group can render one short kirtan while this is taking place. If we are so inclined, Ramayan Sumiran, if we are able to. Ramayan Sumiran.
जेहि सुमिरत सिद्धि होय, गणनायक करि वर वरना, करहु अनुग्रह सोय, मोरि राशि शुभ गुण सरना, मोग होई वाचा, अंगु चढ़े गिरिवर गहना, जासु कृपा सुरया, द्रवौ सकल कलि मल दहना, नील सरोवर हुषा, तरुण अरुण वारी जनयना, करौ सो मम पूरना, सदा क्षीर सागर शयना, कुंद इंदु समधि, उमार मन करुणायना, जाहि दीन परने, करौ कृपा मरदन मयना, बंदो गुरु पर गज, कृपा सिंधु नर रूप हरि, महामोह तम पूज, जासु वचन रवि कर निकराम, जहि सुमिरत सिरि होय, गणनायक करि वर वरना, करहु अनुग्रह सोय, मोरि राशि शुभ गुण सरना, सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम।
वरनानम् अर्थसङ्गानं रसानं छन्दसामपि, मङ्गलानं च कर्तारो वन्दे वाणी विनायकौ, भवानी शङ्करो वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ, याभ्यं विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वन्ताशरमीश्वरम्। ओम श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। Jai Sitaram, everyone. What an auspicious and a very wonderful day. We've been able to traverse this night of slumber. Unfortunately, persons who live in the precincts of Skinner Park may not have been able to do so uneventfully. But by and large, many of us would have been able to do so. And we were blessed by Bhagwan to be able to open our eyes this morning, to take a breath unimpeded, and to get off from our beds, conduct our various daily activities or morning activities, and then make a conscious decision that I'm going to Mandir today. And from that conscious decision led us to that physical action of actually arriving at the Mandir. Again, it's because some persons may have come before others, different challenges, including the obstacles physically that prevent us in terms of unimpeded access to our roadways. This morning, as I said, our devotees who sat and performed Saraswati Mata Puja, led by Vishnu, who, by the way, celebrates his birthday on tomorrow. So we want to wish Vishnu happy birthday in advance. And all other persons who are celebrating your birthdays and celebrating anniversaries, we want to wish you Bhagwanji's blessings. So we've come to the Mandir and Saraswati Mata Puja was performed. Many of the young ones sat as well and performed Saraswati Mata Puja. I see many of you dressed and adorned, just like Saraswati Mata this morning, in yellow. We were able to sing Ramayana Sumiran and then the Mangalacharan, 2 shlokas, where we offer obeisance to Saraswati Mata in addition to Ganesh Bhagwan. As we are aware, Tuesday marks the observance in Trinidad of that wonderful occasion known as Basant Panchami. And in years gone by, we would have performed puja on that day. But as I said, we were unable to do that, and so we performed the puja today. For the young ones, Saraswati Mata Puja is recommended, especially when you have exams. So whatever major exam is upcoming, whether it is the SCA exam, whether it is the CSEC exam, whether it is CAPE exams, and parents immediately conduct the guru or the pandit or purohit and say, Panditji, we need to do puja, you know. Pandit will say, okay, very good, you want to do puja. Because the child writes an exam, so we need to do a puja. And invariably the question is asked, well, what puja you want to perform? And quite unsurprisingly, the puja is Saraswati Mata Puja. So young people immediately associate Saraswati Mata with the exam Devi. So whenever we write an exam, she's the one that we focus upon. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for younger ones in particular, Saraswati Mata is not only about exams. It is not only about assessments. It is not only directing our attention to her when those events come up. And just as an aside, I remember once a pundit, a very senior pundit, was making the commentary. He said, you know how many times you have to perform puja before the exam so that the child will be successful in the exam. And then he lamented the fact that how very few times after the results come out and the child is successful, a similar thought is given to have puja to celebrate that success. Because as far as the transaction goes, you perform the puja, you write the exam, you pass the exam, transaction done. We forget sometimes the follow-up to that, which is the giving thanks for that success. That's a different katha. But Saraswati Mata for us should mean, and does in fact mean, a lot more. For many of the persons engaged in arts, whether it is music, so many of our music students who are here, Prashantji is here, and he would know this tradition handed down by the late Professor Arishji. Many others who have been involved in dance as well would know that around this time as well, the Guruji of dance would recommend that respect and adorations be given to Saraswati Mata. So dancers, for example, their ghungroos are blessed on this day. Instruments are blessed on this day. And what is the significance of that? So many of the students who've had the exposure to that, puja and that form of honor and respect would have been explained. Why do you as a musician offer that homage and offer that puja to Saraswati Mata and seek the blessing on your instruments? Why do you as a dancer do likewise to your ghungroos? Why do children and students do likewise as far as writing implements and so on are concerned? And the answer is because it is our tradition that one of the most important things that we use this physical body for is to uplift ourselves, both in the secular and non-secular field. We've been blessed with this human body not by happenstance. It is as a result of our good karma from previous births and previous lives that we are fortunate to have this body. Have you ever considered that? Why is it that I have this body that is perfect in every way, that science cannot recreate despite their attempts to do so and pursued attempts to do so? Why is it that I have the ability, this intellect of mine? Why do I have this freedom of choice? What is the reason that I am where I am today? Is it by happenstance? And our scriptures tell us unequivocally, no. We are here for a purpose. We are here for a very important purpose. But many of us, as we get caught up in our activities from very young, we lose sight of that purpose, and the purpose becomes skewed. It becomes about the things that are material only, or most importantly. And we ignore or we put very low priority on things that are spiritual and things that will allow for our development in other facets. Very often you hear when you go to secondary schools, and we have many secondary school teachers here, that you're told about our college or our secondary school offers for the holistic development of the child. And that is wonderful. But do we drill down to understand what that holistic development is? Because the holistic development is more than just the academics, and holistic means then sports. Well, if I'm developing a holistic child, they must not only be able to have book knowledge, but they must be able to play some sports. Nothing is wrong with that. Then others would extend the holistic development and say, well, they should be involved in arts. They should be able to speak a foreign language. Again, nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That they should be able to play a musical instrument, join in the choir of the school. Again, nothing is wrong with that. But how many schools actually focus on the holistic development that speaks to the spirituality of that child? And very often when we look at the denominational schools, their success, their greater sense of discipline has a lot to do with the fact that some priority is given to that aspect of the holistic development of the child. And when we look at other schools, and I'm unfortunately having to use a broad brush because there are exceptions to that, that aspect of the development of the child is often put on very low priority or oftentimes ignored. Oftentimes ignored. I don't know if it's still the case now, but I remember when I was a student in secondary school decades ago, we're not talking about years now, that the topic of religious instruction or ethics was something that was assessed formally just like math and English. And you had to pass it, you had to attend the classes, you had to take part, and you had to pass it. Of course, there were many of my colleagues and so on ethics. All right, that's the time to break beach and do something else. And I'm sure that still pervades because you see that priority that should be given to that very important subject in school is put as a non-issue, a non-priority. And that ignoring that aspect, unfortunately, starts in the home. It starts in the home. So Saraswati Mata, for children, for young people, is important because it's not just about the exams, it's about our holistic development. This morning we sang the Ramayana Sumiran. And for many persons, they're familiar with Ram Katha. And one of the turning points of Ram Katha would have been when Prabhu Shri Ram was to be coronated. Everything was going hunky-dory. Everything was moving smoothly. And it got to the point that Raja Dashrath had made the decision to appoint or to coronate Prabhu Shri Ram, but then something happened that changed that decision. Can anybody recall what was that something that happened? Those of you who take part in the Ram Leela, Mukesh ji, you have many young people here in Ram Leela, some past students from Ram Leela. So I expect a very wonderful, loud answer. What happened that changed the course of proceedings away from Sri Ram being coronated to him being sent to the forest? What caused that? Kekai Mata, but she didn't just get up with a vap. Something happened that allowed her to make that request. Mantara. Nice, now we're getting to that point. Mantara was her maidservant again, performing dutifully, performing in a particular way, but there was something that caused her to speak certain words so as to alter the course of events and direct Kekai's thoughts in a particular way. And that was Saraswati Mata. Saraswati Mata, through the beseeching of the Devatas, was the one who was invoked to influence the speech of Mantara. Because think about it, if Prabhu Shri Ram had been crowned as king, Sita Mata would be safe in the palace and there would be no abduction by Ravan, and very likely he would not have been destroyed, which was the reason for the avatar of Prabhu Shri Ram, one of the fundamental rationales that we're given. And so it was that that course of events had to take place for those circumstances to occur. And Saraswati Mata was the influential factor, among other things obviously, in leading that chain of events. So the importance of Saraswati Mata for us is important because she is not only the goddess of arts and intellect, she is the goddess of speech. The goddess of speech. And who amongst us can say that speech and communication is not something that is absolutely critical in any relationship, in any environment? Think about our own circumstance. Let's start from ye small. When you're a child, a toddler even, and you want to persuade your parents, well, before you could talk, you would cry. And crying has that effect. I'm sure parents would say, oh God, I just want to have that child stop crying. So whatever it takes, you do. Then you get older, and then the speech comes in. So they learn the first word, oh, how cute. Then the second word, look, they're saying man, pa, and whatever else. Wonderful. And then that speech becomes even more developed, where it then becomes questioning. Pa, why you do this? Dad, why you doing that? And you give an explanation. Yes, but why? Give another explanation, but why? And the whys keep coming at you until, out of frustration sometimes, we say, because that's what I say, but that's just what I do. So the power of speech there is important in terms of that child's learning and development. And that communication between parent and child starts from that point. But for communication to occur, there must be more than one person. The persons must be present, and there must be the willingness to communicate with each other. All important ingredients. If any one of those things are not there, then there's no communication. I could be in my house, my children are all around me, but my demeanor and my disposition is such that we can't communicate. Pray to Saraswati Mata when that happens. I could be in my home with my spouse, and we both like this. Not like Hanumanji, swell up. No communication there. Pray to Saraswati Mata when that happens. I could be in school and I'm being bullied or I'm having a problem with my peers and I don't know how to overcome it. You pray to Saraswati Mata then. And I could go on in myriad examples at various points in our lives, in various circumstances and in various states that we may be in, mentally and otherwise, when it's important for us to recognize the power of effective communication. Very often, a lot of problems are caused by miscommunication. And you see these devices, they are a fundamental cause of miscommunication. Fundamental cause. But we don't see it. They are very useful, but they are a fundamental cause of miscommunication as well. I absolutely hate to text or to message on a phone if I want to get a message across. I will pick up the phone and I will call you, because then you are able to understand my language, my tone, I am able to understand yours, and we are able to communicate a more in a more effective manner than messaging throughout the place. There are times when an urgent message is necessary or an urgent response. But if you want to communicate effectively with somebody, speak to them. Speak to them. And the young people here will tell me, I'm sure, that your chosen mode of communication is not speaking, it is messaging. And various iterations of that, emojis and Snapchat and whatever. But I ask you to question yourself as to whether that is effective or not. Think about when you're in a real jam and you need some help. You're messaging nobody then, you're talking to them. You think when you injure yourself and you go in the hospital, the doctor will tell you, hey doc, pull out the phone and send me a message of what's wrong with you. They will ask you what is wrong, where is hurting, what is the problem. They don't want a message then, they want you to speak. But if you are indoctrinated in a position throughout the years where you're not able and accustomed to doing that, you can't. And that is the reality with many problems right now, miscommunication or non-communication. Before we communicate effectively, it is important, however, for us to listen. Absolutely critical. And I don't just mean listening, while I'm reading a book, and somebody is talking, yes, right. And I'm not listening. I'm not really listening. Listening means actively focusing your attention on that person and hearing what they're saying and understanding what they're saying, why they're saying it, and looking also at their body language, which is also very important. Pandit Dave recently, and he's unfortunately not here, sent around a message somewhere I saw. And the question was asked was, imagine you are seated with somebody, let's say to have a meal, your relative, and the first thing they do is to take out their phone and put it there. What message does that tell you? Are you important or is that phone important? Or worse yet, well, I have the phone, but turn it upside down. Again, is that sending the correct signal or message? If you are an employer and an employee comes to your meeting and does that, are you getting the impression that that employer is prioritizing your meeting? They're not. They're prioritizing their phone and other things. So it's important for us to be able to listen, and that means listen unimpeded. Saraswati Mata gives us that faculty and that blessing. It is also important for us to think about what is being said and to reflect upon what is being said and to do so in a clear, calm, unbiased, objective manner. Because very often what is being said to us may not be aligned to our thoughts. It may not be aligned. That person who is communicating with us may have a very different view. But does that mean that their view is wrong? Does it mean that my view is always right? And again, no. If we are that way, then something is deficient in us and we need to work on that. We must have the open-mindedness to listen to what is being said and the rationale for which is being said and to understand, does that make sense? And if it does, then we should be big enough to adjust our thinking. Saraswati Mata's blessings. Then we have to process what we're hearing. The mental component of processing. And now we have young people saying very often, I'm processing that, I'm processing that. I'm processing what has happened to me. What does that mean? Do they even understand what that means? Do we understand what it means to process that? Am I processing it using the yardstick of what my friends tell me or what I see on social media? Or am I processing that based upon strong moral values and spiritual teachings and scriptural teachings? On what basis am I processing something? And then when all of those are complete, then we react, or we act, not react, we act. Whether it is to return a comment or conversation, whether it is to perform an action, whether it is to not do an action, then we act. But many of us, again, because we are so caught up in our lives, that blessing and influence of Saraswati Mata is parked way down. The blessing is there, no, but it is covered, it is parked away somewhere. And the first thing we do when we put in a situation is to react. First thing. Do we know of any leaders who behave in that way? That when they're put in a position which is uncomfortable for them, the first thing they do is react. First thing is react. And then think about that after. Are we guilty of that? I know I am sometimes. That something happens and I am quick to react. And I recognize afterwards that maybe, no, that's not the best way. And sometimes it takes saying sorry. You know, I'm sorry for the way I acted. I'm sorry for the way I spoke. I'm sorry for the way I behaved. And to actually mean that you're sorry. Not just lip service, but you actually mean it. And then the most important thing with Saraswati Mata's blessings is try not to repeat that again. Try to do it differently the next time so you'll have a different outcome. So when we come together annually, and even more than that, and we focus on Saraswati Mata, these are some of the relevant, pervading thoughts that should obtain in our mind so that we understand, particularly as young people, what is the significance of performing puja to Saraswati Mata. We could go to tradition. She's the consort of Brahmaji. He represents that creative aspect of the universe. In order to have that creative aspect, we must have knowledge and wisdom. Wonderful. But I want to be very practical, particularly for us now. All of that is true. All of that is relevant, but this is a different perspective. And how do we get that blessing of Saraswati Mata? By performing her puja, yes, but by focusing on her form and her mantra. And that's why this morning, very simple mantra that everybody could remember. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. And I saw many persons closing their eyes and chanting that. And I'm sure if we recognize that in a very peaceful way, in a very calm way, we sit, we breathe, and we recite these powerful mantras, the transformative effect it has on our personality and our behavior is manifold. So as I conclude, let us sit upright. Let us once more chant this mantra 3 times. And when we leave the mandir today, when we go to any other activity or any other place, let us remember this mantra. When our DNA is being affected by another DNA, let us also remember the mantra. So sometimes those types of vibrations are not suitable for us at a given point in time. They have their time and place, but not always. And so let us empower ourselves by that recitation. So let's sit upright, we will breathe, and then we will engage in that. We breathe in, hold the breath, and then breathe out slowly. Again, breathe in, hold the breath, and breathe out slowly. We breathe in one more time. Hold our breath. And breathe out slowly. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. We visualize Saraswati Mata seated on that swan with that veena in her hand, with that mala present, with copies of the Vedas also in her hand. And we ask for her blessing on our intellect, on our thoughts. May our thoughts be uplifting. May our intellect be purified. May we have her blessing. Ya kunda indu tushadahar davala, ya shubhra vastravrita, ya veena vararanda manditakara, ya shveta padmasanam, ya brahmachuta shankara prabhiti devai sara vandita, sa mam patu saraswati bhagavati Nisheshaja Dhyapaha. Prem se bole Shri Saraswati Mata ki jai. I hand over the members of the group. I invite us all to come forward and to perform our arati as well. Having performed Hawan everyone, you're just performing the arati here before you move on, in addition to performing your arati by the murtis. So please come forward.
शारदे भव सिंधु सेतु तारदे मां शारदे।
अद्भुत अटल अनुराग दे आदेश नूतन राग दे।
अद्भुत अटल अनुराग दे आदेश नूतन राग दे।
निर्मल नवीन विचार दे
मां शारदे मां शारदे भव सिंधु सेतु तारदे मां शारदे मां शारदे भव सिंधु सेतु तारदे मां शारदे।
सा सार सनी ने सनी पाप नि प म प म प ग म प नि धा धा ध स प प प नि म म प ग म प नि सा। आ आ आ आ आ मां सरस्वती शारदे मां सरस्वती शारदे। पूर्ण इस अज्ञान उदधि से पूर्ण इस अज्ञान उदधि से वीणा पानी तार दे तार दे तार दे मां सरस्वती शारदे मां सरस्वती शारदे। सरस्वती सरस्वती शारदे मां शारदे शारदे
पूजन वंदन ध्यान को।
आदिशक्ति करे क्षमा हमें,
आदिशक्ति करे क्षमा हमें।
पूजा के उड़गार दे,
वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे। माँ सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे।
श्वेत कमल तेरा आसन है, श्वेत हंस तेरा वाहन है।
श्वेत कमल तेरा आसन है, श्वेत हंस तेरा वाहन है। हम पर सिंध दृष्टि कर जननी, बोल शीरती धार दे। वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे। माँ सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे।
सरस्वती सरस्वती
शारदे, माँ शारदे, शारदे, माँ शारदे।
माँ सरस्वती शारदे,
माँ सरस्वती शारदे।
पूर्णस्य अज्ञान उडहि से,
पूर्णस्य अज्ञान उडहि से। वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे। माँ सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे। आ
शारदे 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 शारदे। शारदे माँ, शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
शारदे माँ, शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
शारदे माँ, शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
तू स्वर्ग की देवी संध्या
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
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 अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
तेज प्रताप निधानी भवानी। तेज प्रताप निधानी भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी। जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
महिमा गम पार तुम्हारी।
महिमा गण अपार तुम्हारी।
महिमा गम पार तुम्हारी।
महिमा अगम अपार तुम्हारी।
शेष सुरेश न जानी भवानी। शेष सुरेश न जानी भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी। जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
दुख हरनी सुख संपत करनी।
दुख हरनी सुख संपत हरनी।
दुख हरनी सुख संपत करनी।
दुख हरनी सुख संपत हरनी।
करनी सकल कल्याणी भवानी। करनी सकल कल्याणी भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी। जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
जगमग जगमग ज्योति विराजे।
तेज प्रताप निधानी भवानी। तेज प्रताप निधानी भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी। जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्मा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
अम्बा भवानी जगदम्बा भवानी।
जय 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 जगदम्बा भवानी।
I'll just invite Mitra to lead us in our announcements. Yes.
Sit down, devotees. First of all, welcome to each and every one of you for being here on our Sunday morning service. It is Carnival Sunday. Sure, everybody is tired. Not yet. Auntie Mala said Tuesday she could be tired. Not yet. All right. So welcome to each and every one of you. We do have some new faces here. Welcome to you in our Sunday morning service. For those of you who may have been returning from some period of absence, welcome to you as well. For those of you who are celebrating any birthdays or anniversaries, we want to wish you a happy birthday or happy anniversary. Uncle Vishnu, special happy birthday to you for tomorrow. Anyone else celebrating their birthday this week? No? Too shy? Okay, no problem. Anyone wishing to make any donations, whether it be in cash or kind, can see Auntie Neela in the back after service in the office. Anyone wishing to perform puja can also give their names to Auntie Neela in the back as well. And that will be puja on a Sunday morning. There will be no yoga class tomorrow for obvious reasons. And the Bhagavad Gita class will also be online, which is every other Thursday at 7 p.m. This Thursday? Oh, yeah. Right, so every other Thursday at 7 p.m. you can see Uncle Anil for more information on the Bhagavad Gita class. For those of you who are parked in the car park, we do have it just up until 11 a.m. today, so we just like to request that you remove the vehicles from the car park before 11 a.m. this morning. We do have refreshments after service, so please do feel free to join us after service right in the annex for some light refreshments in celebration of Uncle Vishnu's birthday. There's a gentle reminder to those of you who will be taking part in the team builder next week. We do have our initial session this morning, so once you grab your refreshment, we will like to start that promptly. So Uncle Anil should be here, so we would like to start that as soon as we can. I see there, everyone. Do enjoy the week. Be safe. There's a lot of elements out there this week, so please be safe in this upcoming Carnival week. Sitaram.
There's one more announcement with respect to the Valentine's dinner on Wednesday. I'm a little hamstrung here, so if one of the organizers can speak to it, that would be fine. One of the persons. I'm sure you all are tired of hearing of me by now, so we'll have a different voice.
Sitaram, everyone. We are hosting a Valentine's dinner at the Mandir. It is a potluck, and I believe we have all of our food in place. So those of you who are interested in attending, we are asking for a contribution of $100 per person, and it's not limited just to couples. We are inviting entire families. So please feel free to see Diane after Mandir. Is Diane here? Yes, Diane after Mandir to give your names so that we'll know how many persons to cater for. It is a very light-hearted and enjoyable evening we're looking forward to. We are having karaoke and a lovely dinner is planned. We are looking forward to being in your company this Wednesday. The time is 6 p.m. until. Thank you.
And that until will be 8:30 because the next day is a work day. And since there will be children involved, that's a school day as well. We all stand for final arati. And prior to that, we will have Purnahuti first, and then we will have the final arati. So I invite the Shrotas to come forward. And join hands. Where are the young ones who were here that disappeared on us? Okay, they're involved otherwise, so that's fine. Hari Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Ratri Swaha Swudha Namostute Om Purnamarat Purnamiram पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ सर्वमे पूर्णं स्वाहा आचमन् ॐ सर्वतीर्थसमायुक्तं सुगन्धिं निर्मलं जलम् आचमनीयं मया रतं गृहाणा परमेश्वरम् आचमनीयं समर्पये take a flower fan a flame in all directions ॐ वनस्पतिर्रसोद्भूतो गन्धायो गन्धोत्तमः अर्घ्या देवानां धूपोऽयं परिगृहीताम् wherever you are direct both palms and seek the blessings of Agni Devata Om Shri Analaye Namo Namaha right Arti Bhajan perform the Arti
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Janon ke sankat Das Janon ke sankat Shan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Jo ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहूँ किसकी स्वामी शरण कहूँ किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा तुम बिन और न दूजा आश करो जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता हम सेवक तुम स्वामी हम सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किस विधि मिलो दया में किस विधि मिलो दया में तुम हो मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार पर तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे
As we conclude our puja this morning, we surrender ourselves completely to you, O Ma. You who sit on that swan, you hold in your hand that Spartak Mala. You hold in your hand the copies of the Vedas, you hold in your hand that Veena. We pray to you this morning for that power of intellect that would be blessed in such a way that our thoughts would be uplifting and directed towards you at all times. We pray for that wisdom that would influence and guide our actions in a noble and positive way, that redound not only to our benefit but for the benefit of all of humanity. We pray that our speech would be one that is pure and sweet, that our words would be truthful, that it would not cause harm to anyone. We pray this morning for the many persons who are affected and afflicted in some way by some form of ailment or disease, by some form of anxiety or other difficulty, that indeed you would bless them. What actions we choose to take are directed by you. Those actions are within our power and realm of control, and we pray that those actions would always be of an uplifting kind. For you are our mother, you are father, you are family, you are friend, you are knowledge, you are wealth, you are everything to us. We pray to you. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bandhu cha seka tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om Sato Ma Sargamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. प्रेम से बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, आज शक्ति जगदम्बा देवी मैया की जय, श्री पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, श्री सरस्वती देवी माता की जय। प्रेम से बोले श्री सच्चे सनातन धर्म की जय। Turn to those around you, sab koi jai jai Sitaram. Have a very safe and powerful weekend. Please be safe, everyone. We look forward to seeing you all with us, those of you who can, on Wednesday, and then again with us on next Sunday from 8:30. Jai Sitaram all.